And nothing more. Very good cool family. Like and subscribe to the channel to know everything about Barcelona. In this video, we have a huge bombshell at Barcelona, but before that, we need to talk about some very important topics concerning our beloved club. Let's move on to the first point. The Barcelona machine continues to turn under the direction of Joan Laporta and the tactical leadership of Hansi Flick. The club continues to shape an ambitious, bold sports project with a long-term vision. The 2025 to 2026 season is shaping up to be a new era, and the club is determined to build a competitive team in all areas. In this context, news has broken that is causing a wave of comments in Spain, Italy, and France. Theo Hernandez, one of the most decisive fullbacks in European football, has entered Barcelona's orbit. And this is not just an interest, it is an ongoing negotiation with contacts already established between the Blaugrana management and the players' representatives. Theo's own entourage has acknowledged that the player will not continue at Milan beyond this summer. His cycle at San Siro, although crowned with success at key moments, seems to have come to an end. The Rossoneri club is going through a period of institutional and sporting uncertainty that offers no guarantees or medium-term ambition. And at this stage of his career, the French international needs something more, a qualitative leap, a new challenge, a platform that allows him to compete for all titles. This scenario is offered by Barcelona, a club that, although having gone through recent difficulties, is rising firmly. But what is most striking about this affair is not just the club's willingness, but also the player's total disposition. Theo Hernandez, although having played for Real Madrid in his early years as a professional, has no qualms about wearing the Blaugrana jersey. He has made it clear to his close entourage. He has no emotional ties to the White Club, and his time at the Santiago Bernabéu was rather anecdotal. His true explosion occurred in Serie A, and now he feels ready to shine at a big club. According to media like LXP, RMC Sport or Gazzetta dello Sport, the footballer views the possibility of joining the camp very favorably. From the club's side, the operation is considered strategic and a priority. Hansi Flick, who has already publicly praised the talent of Alejandro Balde, firmly believes in the need to have two top-level players in each position, and the left flank is one of the keys to his system. He needs depth, speed, precise crosses, won duels, and an aggressive mentality in attack and solidity in defense. Theo perfectly fits this profile. His privileged physique, his power in running, his endurance, and his offensive ability make him a lethal resource that the German coach is eager to have at his disposal. Flick's idea is not to replace Balde but to add quality, internal competition, and tactical variance. The German coach is convinced that mutual demand raises individual performance. It is not about displacing a player from the youth academy who promises to be one of the best in the world in his position, but about surrounding him with players who help him grow, raise the level of training, and allow the team to have more than one formula during the season. With Theo, Barcelona could even experiment with schemes with two fullbacks or with a line of three central defenders and long carrilers. Versatility would be a key asset. Contractually, the footballer is tied to Milan until 2026, but his willingness to leave and the club's interest in obtaining a good sum before losing bargaining power are elements that bring the positions closer. It is estimated that the transfer could be concluded for an amount close to 45 or 50 million euros, although Barcelona is already working on creative formulas to reduce the initial investment. The option of including players in the operation, deferring payments, or articulating bonuses based on objectives is being considered. The player himself would be ready to adjust his salary demands to facilitate his arrival in the Catalan capital. From France, the specialized press is already talking about a very advanced agreement. Le Parisien assures that Theo has as an absolute priority to play for Barcelona, while Equipe places him as the #1 objective of the Blaugrana sports management. Paris Saint-Germain, which has shown moderate interest, has not convinced the player's entourage, which prioritizes a stable environment with a clear football identity and an assured role. Juventus, in full reconstruction, has not been able to guarantee a competitive proposal. Everything seems to indicate one direction, the camp. And it is that Barcelona is seductive again, becoming a desired destination despite the economic difficulties of previous years. The club has regained its credibility, Flick's model, the return of ambition, the growth of young talents like LAMINE Yamal, Cubarsí, or Fermin Lopez, and the institutional management led by Laporta have brought Barcelona back on the radar of big names. And let's not forget a symbolic detail. Winning such a recruitment against Madrid would be a first-order psychological blow. A few years ago, It was unthinkable that an ex-Madridista of international level would openly declare his willingness to play for Barcelona. Today, thanks to the current management, the Blaugrana badge regains its magnetism, and this is not bought. It is built with bold decisions, an uncompromising style, and the certainty that Barcelona is not just a club, it is a way of understanding football and life. As a Cule, I can only be enthusiastic about this possibility. Theo Hernandez would be an elite reinforcement. We are not talking about a promise or a future bet, but about a confirmed player with Champions League experience in the international elite, with a dominant physique, offensive talent, and personality. A player who does not hide. Imagine for a moment this left flank of Barcelona with Bald and Theo relaying or even sharing minutes. Imagine the duels with Vinicius, with Sulla, with Saka, with anyone. With Theo on the field, Barcelona gains in presence, in centimeters, in aggressiveness, in goal, in pressure, in rhythm. This is not just an addition, it is a declaration of intent. It is telling the world that Barcelona is back for good, that we are not here to survive, but to dominate. Barcelona is no longer content to protect what it has. It goes to the market to seek the best, convince them, and attract them, because it has something that cannot be bought, the aura of a unique club. For all these reasons, I ask the Cule fan base, what do you think of the possible recruitment of Theo Hernandez? Is it a necessary recruitment? Do you think he can coexist with Bald? What does it mean to you that an ex-Madridista wants to be part of our project? Should we open our arms to him or close the door? For me, it is clear. If he wants to come, if he comes to give his all for Barcelona, if he comes to add and win, then let him wear the Blaugrana as soon as possible. The second piece of news concerns an important decision in our beloved club. Christopher Nkunku wants to sign for Barcelona, and in the county town, his incorporation is already considered a top-level strategic opportunity for Hansi Flick's new project. With the approval of the German coach, Barcelona has started to move silently but with determination to finalize a recruitment that could be key in the club's football renewal. The French striker from Chelsea has clearly indicated, both privately and through his entourage, that his time in the Premier League has reached a turning point. Injuries, lack of continuity, and the constant rotation of coaches have affected his prominence, and now he wants a fresh start. It's not just any destination. Nkunku wants to come to Barcelona. He is not just looking to change scenery but to integrate into a project where his football is valued and where he can unleash his full potential. And in this sense, Barcelona represents the pinnacle of his aspirations. In the camp offices, the player's interest has not gone unnoticed, especially since Hansi Flick, newly arrived to lead a new sporting era at the club, has shown his enthusiasm at the idea of having a profile like Nkunku's. The German coach knows the Frenchman well from his time in the Bundesliga, where he saw him shine with a mix of creativity, goals, vision, and tactical versatility. For Flick, Nkunku can be one of the pieces that help complete his idea of play based on high pressing, offensive dynamism, and protagonism with the ball. What seduces the technical staff the most is not just Nkunku's past performance, but his ability to interpret modern football from different positions. He can play as a playmaker, second striker, or winger on both sides, making him a valuable tool for adjusting schemes based on the opponent. Flick particularly appreciates intelligent, mobile players with a good reading of spaces, and Christopher fits this profile perfectly. Moreover, his ambition to join Barcelona adds a plus that is not found every day in the market. At the institutional level, the club also views his arrival favorably. The sports management knows that the current market demands smart operations, and recruiting Nkunku could become a brilliant move if done under favorable economic conditions. Chelsea is ready to listen to offers, as the player has not managed to establish himself as expected since his arrival from Leipzig. The London club has invested significant sums in recent years and needs to lighten its squad. Barcelona could take advantage of this necessity to negotiate a loan with an obligatory purchase option or a staggered formula. Nkunku, for his part, is ready to make efforts. According to sources close to the player, he would accept a salary reduction to join the Blaugrana club, aware of the entity's financial situation. This type of commitment is not usual in current football and speaks volumes about the footballer's real desire to wear the blue and garnet jersey. Nkunku is not coming for the money or the marketing. He is coming for the football, for the badge, for the history. And it is precisely this history that can help him find his best version again. In Barcelona, Nkunku would find a conducive environment to relaunch his career. A city that breathes football, demanding but passionate supporters, and a club that, despite the challenges, never renounces its essence. It's not the same to play in any team as it is to play for Barcelona. Here, beauty, identity, and style are demanded. Nkunku has all the conditions to shine in his own light. His age also plays in his favor. At 26, he is at the perfect point of sporting maturity. He has already experienced the demands of the Bundesliga and the Premier League. He has competed in Europe, he has scored decisive goals, he has been an international with France, and he has overcome significant physical obstacles. Now, he wants stability, confidence, and a project where he can still grow. Barcelona represents this opportunity, and Flick represents the coach who knows how to get the best out of players of his profile. In the camp offices, Nkunku's numbers have been analyzed in detail. Beyond the statistics of the last season, marked by injuries, his ability to unbalance in one-on-one situations, his vision to assist, and his goal-scoring instinct make him a complete player. He has technique, he has dribbling, he has the decisive pass, but above all, he has character. He does not hide in big matches and always wants the ball at his feet. In a club like Barcelona, where possession is key, this personality is very valuable. Moreover, his profile fits the entity's sports policy. Barcelona is looking for footballers with potential, with room for improvement, but who are already ready to perform from day one. Nkunku does not need to adapt to elite football. He already knows what it is to compete at the highest level, and this, in a young team, can be fundamental to bring experience without breaking the collective growth dynamic. Of course, there is competition for his recruitment. Teams like Tottenham have already shown interest and could offer a loan formula with a purchase option close to €45 million. However, Nkunku prioritizes the sports project, and at this level, no club offers him as much as Barcelona, not only for the club's greatness but also for the style of play, media visibility, and the possibility of competing for important titles. Nkunku knows that triumphing at Barcelona is entering history, and he wants to be part of this legend. While the club works on the numbers and possible formulas to carry out the operation without compromising economic balance, the fans are starting to get excited. Many Kules see in Nkunku a high-level recruitment, one of those who make an immediate difference. His quality is undeniable, his desire is real, and his tactical integration is approved by the coach himself. If there is an opportunity to recruit him, it must be seized. And here is the million-dollar question. What does the Blaugrana fan base think? What do the members and supporters of Barcelona think about the possibility of recruiting Christopher Nkunku? Is he the right profile to strengthen the attack? Is it worth making an economic effort for a player who arrives with hunger, commitment, and proven talent? In forums, social networks, and sports debates, the topic is already intensely discussed. Some think it is a safe bet, others that it could be a risk if the negotiation is not conducted intelligently. The ball is in the sports management's court. Now is the time to act, to believe, to demonstrate that Barcelona is still capable of attracting the best, not only for its history but for its present and future. Nkunku wants to come, Barcelona wants him, Flick needs him. What do the Kules think? Is this the recruitment everyone was waiting for? The debate is open, and the camp awaits its new hero. The third piece of news concerns a tough loss for our club. Marc Casado on the verge of joining Manchester United, a farewell of a promise that hurts the heart of Barca supporters. At a time when Barca fans are beginning to glimpse a new era under the direction of Hansi Flick, with the hope of regaining lost greatness in Europe and building a solid team committed to the club's values and based on the excellence of La Masia, comes news that resonates in the depths of La Masia like an unexpected slap. Marc Casado, one of the captains of the reserve team, is on the verge of leaving the club of his life to sign with Manchester United. And we are not talking about baseless rumors. According to reputable English and Catalan media, the operation is practically closed. Only the final details remain, but the parties have already reached an agreement. The player has given his consent, United has prepared an attractive offer, and Barcelona, once again, remains with its arms crossed as another homegrown talent decides to take flight far from the camp. And this is where we must pause, reflect, and express the shared pain of a fan base that has seen in Casado much more than a promising midfielder. We are talking about a footballer who embodies the Barca model in its purest form. Silent work, natural leadership, tactical understanding worthy of the greats, a spirit of sacrifice, loyalty to the colors, and a progressive evolution that has been constant since his arrival at La Masia. Marc Casado has never been a media player or a headline grabber, but he has been essential in every team he has been part of. The type of footballer who makes others better, who is always well positioned, who runs for two, who organizes the game, and who doesn't need to stand out to be indispensable. La Masia, for years, has been the soul of Barca. It has given us unforgettable generations, from Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Messi, Busquets to today's Gavi, LAMINE, YAMAL, Cubarsí. Casado belongs to this class of players who have grown up imbued with a philosophy of play, a work ethic, and a commitment that is only understood in this club. That is why his departure, beyond the sporting detriment it may cause, is deeply symbolic. It is another blow to the model, another contradictory message in a project that, at times, seems to have forgotten what made it great. Manchester United, in the midst of institutional and sporting reconstruction, has seen in Casado a strategic opportunity. Internal reports from the Old Trafford club highlight his maturity, versatility, natural leadership, and ability to adapt to different roles in midfield. They know he is not an Instagram star or a player of highlight moments, but they understand that in a league as intense as the Premier League, profiles like his are necessary. Balanced, committed, and tactically impeccable. That is why they have not skimped on their offer. They are offering him more than €10 million per year, performance bonuses, and a leading role from day one. A train that, for a 20-year-old, is difficult to refuse, especially if, in his current club, the opportunities do not come as they should. Because this is the big question we must ask ourselves as Cules. Has Barcelona done everything possible to retain Casado? Has he received the recognition and projection he deserved? The answer, as painful as it is no. Despite his impeccable performances in the reserve team, his leadership in every match, his unwavering commitment, Casado has never had the full trust of the first team. He has had call-ups, yes, but neither with Xavi nor now with Flick has he been given a clear role or sustained opportunity. He has always been that player who is there just in case, that emergency resource who never enters the real plans. And thus, it is impossible to build a future within the club. The competition in midfield is fierce, it's true, but it is also in other positions, and yet, there are young players who have managed to make a place for themselves thanks to their talent and the opportunities they have received. Casado did not have them, and now, with an offer of several million on the table, with promises of minutes, visibility, and international projection, the player has chosen to take the reins of his destiny. And although we understand it as Cules, we cannot avoid feeling sadness and frustration, because it is not just that a talented midfielder is leaving, but that a player who understands the badge, who has defended it since his beginnings, who has been a humble captain, who has never generated controversies, who has helped his teammates, who has represented the values of La Masia on and off the field, is leaving. His departure, like that of so many others before him, not only weakens the team but also erodes the club's narrative, that narrative that says that here, we trust in La Masia, that young people have opportunities, that talent is cherished at home. Because if Casado leaves, who will come after? Who will be the next to look towards England, Germany, or Italy when they see that at the Camp Nou, there is no place for them? Barcelona must act, not only with Casado, who is probably a lost cause, but with all the young players who follow. A serious, coherent, and bold plan must be drawn up, giving real minutes, trust, projection, betting on them not when there is no other choice, but because we believe in their potential. Because if we do not, we will continue to lose talents who will then shine in other teams. And this, in addition to being a sporting failure, is an emotional drama for a fan base that loves its cantera. The operation is done, Casado will leave, probably announced by United in the coming days. Perhaps we will see him soon at Old Trafford, making his debut in the Premier League, receiving ovations for his intelligence and ability to intercept balls like a veteran. Good luck to you, Marc. May you have success, may injuries respect you, may you show everything you are not allowed to show here, and I hope that one day, when circumstances allow, you can return home. Because here, there will always be a stadium that applauds you, because even if you leave, your heart is Blaugrana, and that, no matter how many millions they offer you in England, cannot be bought with money. Now, it is the club's turn to reflect, and also the fan bases, who must demand coherence, planning, and respect for the young. And you, what do you think, Cule? Are we doomed to always repeat the same story? Should we have given more prominence to Casado? Do you agree with his departure if he does not find his place here? Or do you think the club should have done everything to retain him? What is clear is that with this departure, something breaks in the heart of La Masia, and this pain is not cured with another recruitment. Visca el Barça, always, but today with bitterness. Leave us your opinion in the comments.